Hello everyone, welcome to Lost in Prose where we talk about all things bookish. Today I have a few book recommendations for beginners, and today I have a variety of book genres with me, and I really hope that you do find a book to get your reading journey started. Well, to instill a habit of reading into children, I would definitely recommend books written by Roald Dahl, which, by the way, started my reading journey with the book Matilda. I would also recommend books written by Enid Blyton, as I read a lot of them. Also, series like Big Nate or A Diary of a Wimpy Kid or Dog Diaries is also highly recommended because they can be read in any order whatsoever. Now, let's begin with the main recommendations. Tuesdays with Morrie is an easy to read non fiction book written by Mitch Albom, in which Mitch reunites with his college professor after nearly 20 years. Mitch Albom got that second chance rediscovering Morrie Schwartz in the last months of the older man's life. Their rekindled relationship turned into one final class of life lessons. This book is an absolute must read. Next up is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, which is an overwhelming book which is easy to read but will definitely make you cry. This book follows two main characters, that are Hazel Grace Lancaster and Augustus Waters, who are cancer patients, and they both meet at a cancer kid support group. Now, this book completely makes you fall in love with the characters as they fall in love with each other. It definitely is devastating, but it is a must read, and this book has my heart. It is absolutely beautiful. Next up is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. The first book is absolutely fun to read and has a very easy writing style. You may not commit to an entire series because you are just a beginner, but it definitely is worth the read, and you may actually stick to reading the other four books just because this one was so interesting. It follows a boy called Percy who is the son of a Greek god, and he thought he was a normal kid going to school, playing basketball, but his life takes this unexpected turn. The Greek god of the sky thinks that Percy has stolen his lightning bolt, and that makes him angry. Next up, we have Yes, No, Maybe So by Becky Albertalli and Aisha Saeed. This book follows two main characters and is written in dual POVs. The two main characters are Jamie and Maya, and they both are childhood friends but never really kept in touch until they had to go for this political campaigning and had to campaign door to door. They were doing this just to pass time, but later the cause grew more serious, and this book has a cute and wholesome writing style. The review is on my community tab and on Instagram as well. Do check it out. Next up, we have Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, which is again a Becky Albertalli book. Simon Spear is 16 and he's trying to work out who he is and what he is looking for. But when one of his emails to the very distracting Blue falls into the wrong hands, things get all kinds of complicated because for Simon, falling for Blue is a big deal. Next up, we have a graphic novel that is Smile by Raina Telgemeier. This is about a 6th grader, Raina, who is very insecure about her looks, and she's embarrassed by her headgear, her surgery, with braces on again, braces off again, and she takes us from middle school to high school, where she discovers her artistic voice and finds out what true friendship really means. Next up is a very famous series, The Hunger Games, which is a trilogy and is easy to read. It follows a 16-year-old girl, Katniss Everdeen, who has to take her sister's place in a TV show called The Hunger Games, in which 12 boys and 12 girls are forced to appear in a live TV show, which is called The Hunger Games, and there's only one rule: kill or be killed. But Katniss has been close to death before, and for her, survival is just second nature. This is the first book in the entire Hunger Games trilogy. Next up is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, which is super cute. Even though it is thick, I finished it in like 1 or 2 sittings because it was so beginner friendly and easy and gripping. It talks about Kath and Ren, who are identical twins, and until recently they did everything together, but they're off to university, and Ren decided that she does not want to be half of a pair anymore. But it's not easy for Kath to adapt to such changes, and now she wonders how it is to adapt to new people and new surroundings and learn about love. Next up, we have Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven, another recent read which I loved. This book follows the story of Libby Strout and Jack Messelin. Libby Strout is a girl that everyone thinks they know, but no one's ever looked past her weight to see who she really is. Now, Libby is ready to break that shell and come out. Everyone thinks they know Jack Messelin too, who is too cool for school, but actually is hiding a secret. And then Libby and Jack meet together and their worlds change. Next up is an absolutely adorable author, Ruskin Bond, and this book is a short story collection in which Ruskin Bond takes us into his home, his countryside, his life, people with monkeys, wild boars, an aunt with a phobia of flowers, and the wise 7-year-old Gotham, an eccentric cousin who thinks he's a great cricket player. This collection is an absorbing read for readers of all ages. Next up is A Plain Story by Anmol Malik, a new favorite author. This book is super easy to read and is actually very fun. It follows Dev and Tara's story. They both meet on a plane on the way to Paris to break up their exes' weddings, but a volcanic eruption disrupts air travel globally, and both of them are left stranded during transit at Heathrow. Now, this is so fun to read. It is definitely a Bollywood movie packed into a book. Next up is another book by the same author, Three Impossible Wishes, which is another beginner-friendly book in which we follow Arya Mehtani, who is a 19-year-old and has been accepted into the University of Wesley. She is plagued by self-doubt and she begins her college life. Her reckless actions for survival put her directly in the path of a fellow student, Vladimir Petrov. And honestly, it is super fun to read, and it was so funny, it was so endearing, and it is a heartwarming book about finding love and learning to love yourself. And also, both these books have absolutely gorgeous covers. Is a lesser known book by Paulo Coelho, who is a very popular author. In the Archer, we meet Tetsuya, who is a man who was once famous for his gift with a bow and arrow, but he is retired from public life, and a boy who comes searching for him. The boy has so many questions, and the authors suggest that living without a connection between action and soul cannot fulfill, that a life constricted by fear, rejection, or failure is not a life worth living. Instead, one must take risks, build courage, and embrace the unexpected journey fate has to offer. This book also has beautiful illustrations, which makes it much more easier to read. Next up is one of my favorite books, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. This book is a duology. This is the first half of the duology. The second part is my current read actually, but the first part is easy, absolutely easy to read and beginner friendly. It follows the journey of Aristotle and Dante, who are two absolute opposites, but against all odds, when Ari and Dante meet, they develop a special bond that will teach them the most important truths of their life and help define the people they want to be. This is such a beautiful, magical writing style this book has. It is super easy to read and has short chapters. That's it for today. I hope my recommendations help you ignite your reading journey. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.